Hello, everyone, in a new episode from Marja Podcast University Corner. For anyone interested to study in Europe and especially Latvia, it would be great episode for you. So let's start. Hello again. So thank you so much for your time and being with me. If you can please introduce yourself and what you do about your university and the small intro about the university.
Mhm. Well, thank you, and good evening to everyone. My name is Zain Purlaura, and I am the Deputy Director of International Cooperation and International Students at Riga Technical University, which is the largest university in Latvia. And Latvia is one of the countries in the European Union. But later on during our discussion, I'm going to tell you more about that. And I'm in charge of the international admissions and the international recruitment. So if you are interested to study in Europe, study particularly in Latvia as well, then I would be the person to discuss all matters related to the international admissions.
Okay, thank you so much again for being with us. So can you tell us more about the university when it's found? I know it's from 1862, so it's being from long time ago. So can you tell us more about the history, about the university itself, and why the student should choose your university to study?
Well, there you're right. University was founded in 1862. So next year we're gonna be celebrating our 106th anniversary. And throughout these years, of course, we have very famous alumni as well. Several Nobel Prize winners, our ex-president, president of Poland. They all were graduates of the Riga Technical University. And university has 9 faculties, and we have a very large portfolio of programs which are taught fully in English. So there are 57 programs for engineering, for business, for humanities offered in English. And that's as well one of the reasons why international students are choosing to study in Riga, because out of 15,000 students which we have at the university, which is considered as a large size university for Europe, 3,500 are international students who come from 90 different countries. And the reasons why they select to study at the university, number one is, I already mentioned that we have a very large portfolio of very different programs for bachelor's, for master's, for doctoral students. We have a qualification which we issue that's internationally recognized, so you don't need to worry whether you stay back in Europe and work here, return back home, or go elsewhere in the world. As well, I have to as well highlight our student-friendly tuition fees and living expenses when it comes to the staying and living in one of the capital cities of the European Union.
So while we are talking about the living expenses and the tuition fees, can you mention it? How much it will cost for the living expenses if you have dorms or housing in the university, and what is the tuition fees for bachelor or master degrees in the university?
If we talk the tuition fees, then for the business students, the tuition fee range for the bachelor students would be about 2,500 euros per one academic year. For master students, that would be in the range of 3,000 euros per academic year. For engineering studies, then the fees for bachelor students would be in the range of 3,000 euros per year. And for the master students, that would reach up to 4,000 euros per one academic year. The living costs in Riga city, if you stay in the dormitory, which is then provided by the university, in average, that will be about 500 euros per month. And that will include your accommodation, that will include transportation, your food, any other entertainment you may have while you are studying at the university. As being a large university, then there are many activities, including as well the dormitories, which we offer for our students. As well, our students, of course, can rent privately in the city as well. The choice is yours, but in average, the estimate expenses per 1 month, that would be in the range of 500 euros.
Okay, that's great. So let's have a look about the university and the campus, and then we can back to more questions so everyone can imagine what we are talking about now. Wow, it's a really great campus and facilities for the students. I really like it.
Mm.
So since like I really like it, and I believe a lot of students like the campus. So what is the requirement to enter the university?
Because if I just can highlight that we do have a brand new campus, because some of the buildings which you as well saw in the video, they were completed just a year or a couple of years ago. So students do have one of the best facilities in Latvia, because it's been recognized as the most modern campus in northern part of Europe for the students. And yeah, if that inspired you and you want to study at the university, then the requirements would be for the bachelor students. If you want to study engineering, then of course you have to complete high school education, so that we would ask for the high school certificate, and there would be the online examination in mathematics. And then proof of English. So that would be whether IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson, any of the international exams at the level B2. The other option is as well to apply for the university's English exam. So once you submit your application is done online. We use the online application system, which is apply.rtu.lv. Once you upload your documents, then we go through the assessment process, and we invite you for the online examination as well. If you request the English exam, then we will invite you for the English examination as well. If you are applying for bachelor studies in business, then the requirements would be the same, except for the math exam. You are not required to pass the examination in mathematics. And for the master students, then you are required to have your bachelor degree certificate and English proof. So that would be, again, IELTS or TOEFL or any international test which you could present. If you don't have any of those international tests, then again, you could request an exam of the university. But for the master students as well, I'd like to highlight that many of our master qualifications are cross-disciplinary. So that means that you may have a specific background, let's say in mechanical engineering, and in that background you can apply to the multiple varied degrees, starting from the business studies, going to cybersecurity and business informatics, or going into aeronautical engineering. So we as well are advising you to contact us, explain your preferences, and then we can select the best options available in your particular case.
Okay, that's great. And do you accept like students in fall and spring, or you accept students just in fall?
Yeah, at the university we have two intakes. So we have the autumn intake when the studies will start in September. And I have to say as well, our autumn intake is the largest intake. So all our 57 degrees are open and available for autumn intake. And then we have second intake, which is a spring intake, when the classes will start in February. And then out of those 57 programs, around 20 are offered for the spring intake as well. Because at the moment, the intake for autumn is closed already. But for the spring intake, we will open the application portal on 15th of August. So starting from 15th of August until 15th of October, this would be the time when you can apply for spring intake, and then you will start your studies on 1st of February 2022.
Okay, thank you so much for all the information that you have provided, and thank you so much for your time for being with us. I hope you will have more students coming from MENA region for the next spring intake, and hopefully we will have to meet you in more activities, whether it's online and offline.
Thank you. Thank you for having us and inviting us. And I encourage all students to explore Riga Technical University. That is certainly as well a good option to consider. And goodbye to everyone and have a wonderful evening.